What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for November 21st, 2022. Just a quick housekeeping note before we get started. There will be no Back to the Future this week for Thanksgiving. For those of you who don't follow, it's my longer pod that I usually put out every week. Be a good week to catch up, like, and subscribe, all that other good stuff. We will have Back to the Future, this day in Philly sports history, though, throughout the week, even on Thanksgiving. So you can get your fix on the way to go have Thanksgiving dinner with your crazy family. So there is that. So the Eagles pulled one out yesterday. I wasn't pretty, and I think I liked the way they fought back. I like the way they had to come from behind. Jalen Hurts looks like a bona fide leader, superstar of that team. Defense, after playing so bad against Washington, came out, I thought played very well, kept Jonathan Taylor under control for the most part. Granted, you're playing Matt Ryan, but they did get after him a few times. Offense, I questioned some of the play calling, but again, when they had to get it done, they got it done. So we'll just kind of roll with it. A win is a win at this point. They improved to 9-1. We did lose our bet, but as I've always said on here, if I lose money and the Eagles win, I'll be happy with that. So it's on the Green Bay Sunday night. It should be an interesting one. I'm not sure right now what to make of this game. Another tough running team, so the defense needs to get it together. They should be able to move the ball against Green Bay, though. So we will see. It definitely will be a test. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is quite what he used to be this year. I don't know if it's just a down year, whether it's a sign of things to come, but should be, like I said, a good test for the Eagles, and we'll see where we go. Interesting that all of a sudden I'm waiting for the Cowboy fans to start chirping a little bit with their big win over the Vikings. And it brought up something that I'm kind of toying around. I have a couple of these ideas for podcast topics, but I don't know if I can actually get a full show out of them. And one of them is the ability, because I saw some people on Twitter that even though from a standing standpoint, it would have helped the Eagles to root for the Cowboys yesterday, there were still people I was seeing that were never root for the Cowboys, never root for the Cowboys. And it brings up an interesting debate, like rooting for what's best for your team versus against your hated rival. But for my money, I'm glad that Minnesota lost. It gives us a little bit of a cushion for breathing room for that top seed. We have the lead over the Cowboys. The Giants lost as well. So everything kind of played out well. The game itself it wasn't pretty, but you'll have that every now and then. And as Andy Reid used to say, it's tough to win a football game in the NFL, so you'll take it and go with it. So big Flyers game tonight versus the Flames. We'll like to see, as I mentioned yesterday, we want to see them actually just play well in goal and continue to grow and kind of work out some of the kinks so they can hopefully get one of those top guys in the draft this year. So they take on the Flames tonight. The Owls will take on the St. John, I forget what they are now. Red Storm, I think. I know they used to be something that was somewhat controversial. So I think they're the Red Storm now. But it should be a decent game. That's at 9:30 tonight, so I highly doubt I'll be up watching that game. So we'll do the recap tomorrow. So on this day in Philly sports history, November 21st, 1976, the movie Rocky was released in theater. And I don't know if there's anything that is more Philadelphia other than maybe cheesesteaks than Rocky. And it spawned 5 sequels, or actually 8 if you count the 3 Creed movies. The third one coming out next year. Won the Oscar for best, or I guess it's the Oscar. I don't really follow what the names are. The Academy Award, I think, is the Oscar for best picture in 1976. And you all know the story. Underdog fighter, down and out on his luck. Rocky gets picked to fight Apollo Creed. goes the distance with him. Everybody thought it was just going to be an easy win. And again, I think iconically, nothing really represents Philly more than the Rocky franchise. Obviously, between the music, just the story in general, just kind of symbolizes that. And speaking, I mentioned some of the things about podcast ideas, especially for when things get a little slow. One of the things I thought, like, would Rocky had worked if it was in New York or Chicago or a different city? Like, I think Sylvester Stallone picked the right city to base this movie out of. So everybody has their favorite, except for I don't think anybody ever says I like Rocky 5 as their favorite. But for my money, the first one was the best one. I rank them 1, 2, 3. Rocky Balboa, Rocky 4, and Rocky 5. And yes, I'm not as huge of a Rocky 4 fan as everybody else is, but just for my money, the first one was the best one. So on this day in Philly sports history, Philadelphia got an underdog identity when Rocky was released in theater, and I think the city itself embraced it. They embraced the whole story, the whole underdog narrative, and I think this is why sometimes this Eagles team right now, people get a little nervous because they are the favorites and they are the 9-1 team and everything, and we tend to get uncomfortable in that, and I think it kind of ties back to that whole Rocky mentality. But let me know what you think. What am I wrong with my rankings of the Rocky movies? Like I said, everybody has their own, but the correct order is 1, 2, 3, Rocky Balboa, 4, 5. So, but good win for the Eagles. Like I said, it was ugly, but ugly wins count just the same. Temple and the Flyers are in play tonight. Go have yourselves a Monday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.